Did you know that unforgiveness stops the manifestation in your life? I have the answer for you if that's what you're going through, because I went through it some years back. Welcome to the Lev Live Never Alone podcast. This is Lev, and today we're going to talk about unforgiveness and how it could stop the flow of blessings for you to reach your goal, your vision, your mission, the reason why you were created. I went through it a few years ago, but I overcame, and I want to tell you how I was able to do it. But first, I want to talk about who we are as individuals. We have a body, we have a soul, and we have a spirit. And the body could feel the tension from unforgiveness through ailments, through stress, through mental illness, even at times, because unforgiveness is like a cancer that destroys us slowly from within when we actually believe that we are in control. I really believe that I was in control at one point. Our soul is our nephesh. It is where our will, emotion, our minds, and our desires is that seat. And our soul, since it is our will and our emotion, is where we store that unforgiveness. But we're able to release it once we make that decision. So forgiveness is a decision, not an emotion. We could tap into our soul and we could say to our emotions, we choose, we have a will, we have a desire. And I'm going to change my mindset to forgive and move forward. And why do we desire that freedom? It's all in our spirit, our neshama. You see, our spirit is when the Creator breathed life into us, and now there is a divine connection. And we come like childlike. When we're born, we become a child, we develop, and we have that innocence, that joy. But as time progresses and things happen in life, unforgiveness comes in, the troubles of life, and slowly it starts to erode that childlikeness in us. But I tell you that it is possible to regain that childlike disposition and live a life in freedom, because forgiveness is a decision, not an emotion. Now, unforgiveness at first, it makes us feel empowered. You see, we put unforgiveness as an armor, a protection. They're not going to do that to me again. I am more than an overcomer. They did it to me once. They could have done it to me twice. Maybe they've done it to me 3 times, but oh no, never again. I am on my guard. I am putting on this armor of protection. But my friends, let us not be deceived. This armor of protection, which I'm calling unforgiveness, is really a straitjacket that is depleting circulation, air, and movement. Even though we think that we are advancing, we are not. And I dare you to say, let me be vulnerable today. Let me remove that armor, which I believe is protection, and in reality is a straitjacket, because it is depleting my energy. It is building up in my body. It is causing these ailments, and I want to feel free. But I understand what you're thinking. You're going to say, well, by forgiving, then justice is no longer, because I'm allowing it. I am forgiving them. That means it was okay for them to do me wrong. Oh no. Unforgiveness traps you, not the person who hurt you. Forgiveness releases you, not them. I was going to say something, and that's why I paused, because what I'm about to say is very important. If you're in a situation that you say, well, I forgive, that doesn't mean that you have to tolerate. There are times that you might be going to trauma and you need to see a mental health professional. I am not a mental health professional. I am a life coach. I show you how to advance into your future. But if there are things that you need to speak to someone about, I suggest go and find a professional that you could speak to and that could help you transition through that pain. And if you're in a place that you are in danger, or your family, you need to find the proper authorities to make sure that you are in a safe place. But my friends, forgiveness is not aligning and saying that it was okay for the wrong that you did. Forgiveness is releasing you and cutting that umbilical cord with the person who did you harm. Forgiveness gives you strength to manifest, and it revives your spirit to become once again that childlike experience, because you're connected with the breath of the Creator, connected one, aligned in truth. So your soul, which is your will, your emotion, your minds, and your desire, you can choose today to forgive and be free and be free. And the last part, in the next 5 minutes, I will say this. We need to be a vessel of honor in order for manifestation to be able to come in, and we could do what we're called to do and live a life of success. A vessel needs to return back to the Creator and say, I am here as a vessel of honor to do what you call me to do, because that is my identity, that is my purpose, that is my mission, that is who I am. And in order to have a clean vessel, we need to purify ourselves from negative emotions and from negative deeds that do not bring life, but brings really death. We need to be a clean vessel that aligns with the Spirit that was given to us. The vessel is clean through forgiveness. It's like a purifying, removing bitterness, removing resentment, removing judgment. Remember when I said you needed to be vulnerable and remove that armor? Well, in Live Live, we always say, never alone, never give up, never give in. There is always hope. Let us do life together. And in order for us to do life together, sometimes we need to be vulnerable. And I'm taking off my armor of protection right now. And I'm going to tell you something vulnerable in my life to show you that if I could forgive, you can too, because it was a decision. In my early years, I married, had 2 children, and went through a nasty divorce. That was my first marriage. To this day, 30 plus years later, my children are estranged from me. I have grandchildren, 3 as a matter of fact, which I have never met. And I've had to deal with the bitterness of this reality. But it took me 10 years, 10 wasted years of believing that my unforgiveness, because I was wronged, was that armor of protection. I'll show them this is justice by me holding on and thinking that the strength that I was having through unforgiveness was true strength, when in reality, it was my demise and my weakness. It wasn't until I realized that forgiveness was a decision, and in my soul, I made that commitment of saying, I choose to align my emotions with forgiving. Not going back and reconciling, not going back and permitting the abuse, but cutting, like I said earlier, that umbilical cord and starting afresh so that I could manifest through this vessel that is clean now, the calling and the purpose of why I was created. It's a hard story and a vulnerable story, but when I say to you, I believe in you, then I have to be vulnerable and believe that my story was not in vain, that it's going to do good for someone out there. A hardened heart blocks the flow. It distorts our identity because we're not aligned with who we are. We are stuck in our past. And I'm going to finish with an analogy of driving a car. A car, we need to look forward to make sure that we sway out of obstacles' way and that we don't crash because there's a vehicle or something else in front of us. We have to keep focus on advancement in our future, what's up ahead. But you could say, but we have a back view mirror. Yes, we have a back view mirror for momentary glances. And what are those glances in the back mirror for? To make sure somebody is not too close to us. To know if it's okay to change lanes so that we could head to our destination. So going back in the past, like I did right now, was for a purpose. To give you encouragement and letting you know that if I was able to change and make a decision and understand that forgiveness is not an emotion, but it is a decision, then it was okay to look in my back view mirror to help you. But I don't stay looking at the back view mirror, because then I'm going to crash, and my future that is ahead of me will not be my future, but it will be my demise. So we need to make a decision. Are we going to look in the past and live there? Or are we moving forward into destiny, purpose, and calling? Beloved, I believe in you. I believe that you have the strength to make that decision. If you need help from a professional, there's no stigma. Go. They're there to help. And my purpose here as a life coach is to say, are you ready to move forward? Are we ready to do life together and to look forward into the promise that the Creator has for you? I believe in you. Remember, never give up, never give in. You're never alone. Let us do life together. Until next time, bye for now.